Hello people. I've not made a little story time kind of video in quite a while. For no particular reason, I just haven't really thought of doing one. I've been kind of dabbling in other stuff, doing little vlogs, doing um other kind of stuff. But I am back to my bread and butter. Okay, this is a part two to a video that did very well initially, and I'm trying to get that clout again. Thank you very much. I'm just joking, actually. This was an idea I had even before to do a part two to this video because there's kind of another side to being trans in secondary school, which is got to do with the teachers, you know? Because I only talked about students, I only talked about the bullying, but there's also obviously another side to it where teachers were not the greatest. This video is not going to have as many stories as the other one, mostly because most of my teachers were pretty fine with me being trans and they were quite like supportive, quite nice. So there wasn't massive issues there. It was just these two ladies that kind of gave me abuse about it, so I want to talk about it like I do with many things because I talk 24/7. I'm surprised I haven't lost my voice yet with how much I speak. But yeah. First teacher I'm going to talk about wasn't even a teacher, actually. It was a medical lady. And for some reason, I've always just had a very bad luck with medical ladies. I feel like every single school I've been to, the medical ladies have just been like shit. And by every single school, I mean two. I mean my primary school and my secondary school. But that's not the point. They were just assholes, and I actually just don't know why. Like, I feel like as a medical lady, you should be kind, nurturing. I don't know. If you're taking care of sick children, I don't know. I feel like you would need those qualities. But no, these two women were just kind of assholes, to be honest. And I kind of had a sense that she didn't really like me, and I think I know why. In my secondary school medical room, it was the medical room, obviously. And there was also a bathroom which was mostly for just it. I think it was kind of set up like a disabled bathroom, like it was quite big and it had like accessibility, but it was kind of just a bathroom for if you were in the medical room and you needed to go to the bathroom, you would use that bathroom. And because when I came out, obviously I couldn't use the girls' changing room because that was weird, and I couldn't use the boys' changing room because I'd probably get abused. I went in there instead. So every PE time, I would go into the medical room, get changed, and kind of just like leave my clothes or my bag with her, like just near her desk, and it was fine. This was not my decision, by the way. This was the school's decision. Like, I didn't like barge in there and like make her like take my shit. Like, if this was the school's decision, this was not my decision. We did also have a disabled toilet, but it was really shit and the lock was a bit dodgy. And I was always so anxious whenever I would use it, whenever like I couldn't use the medical one, that someone would just barge in and like see me half naked. And I really didn't need that as part of my reputation. My reputation was already shit enough. So I would use this little bathroom, right? And it was all fine and dandy until she just started catching a mood with me for some reason. Like, whenever I'd go in there, she kind of just like huff and puff and make it like a big thing. Not necessarily like saying shit to me, but just I can kind of just tell something was off. She just wasn't very happy about me using this bathroom. And I was always very like nice and respectful. I'd always say thank you, whatever. Like I'm a very polite being. Okay, let's get this straight. Let's get one thing straight. I'm not, and it's being pretty crystal clear. And she would kind of just randomly ask me if there was anywhere else I can change. Like, she would kind of just be like, "Oh, I thought they were sorting out a different place for you. I thought you were gonna go change somewhere else." Like, just subtle little things. And I was kind of just like, "Why is this a big deal? Like, I'm using your bathroom for quite literally 5 minutes in one way, and then I come back an hour later, use it for 5 minutes again. I leave my stuff with you. It's not taking up that much space. Why is it a big deal?" So that was just weird. But it kind of just went up to that, and I just didn't really like this woman already because I was like, why is she just catching a move with me for no reason? Like, I didn't do anything to her. But this is where the actual story comes in, because obviously that isn't enough for me to blame her for being anything, transphobe or whatever. I don't remember what year this was. This was either year 10 or year 11. I'm gonna guess year 10, but I'm not 100% sure. I was having my time of the month. Don't love talking about it, but I feel a bit more comfortable talking about it since it's over now. I'm on T, so it's kind of just gone away. Thank the Lord. Very good. I love not bleeding. It's really, really fun. But this sadly is before I was on T, so I still had that every month to deal with and harass me with. So I know this was the end of the day, and usually like I would try not to like have to change, you know, the equipment because it was just very awkward, and I just kind of avoided like toilets in general because I just didn't like using the toilets. And I couldn't use the men's, couldn't use the women's, so I'd have to just use the disabled one. Like I said, the disabled one was just very dodgy, so I just avoided it at all costs. But this time it was after school. I was going somewhere after school, and I could not I needed to change. I needed to have a change. Okay. So I went up to her, bless my soul, and I said, please, can I use your bathroom, just for a quick second? And she says, why? And by the way, I think at this time the disabled bathroom, I'm guessing it wasn't working or something, because I probably would have just used the disabled bathroom if I needed to. I'm guessing, I don't actually remember, but I'm guessing it was like it wasn't working or something. So I went up to her, I humbly asked her, can I use your bathroom? She says, why? I'm already a bit embarrassed because obviously I don't really want to be talking about this because it's a bit uncomfortable. I kind of just like whisper, I don't think, I kind of just go up to her and I'm like, I tell her the situation. And she goes, why can't you just use the girls' toilet? Because I'm not a girl, thank you. Like, okay. So that kind of really annoyed me. And it's not even like I think it's not even because I did kind of pass, I think, at this point, like to a level where if I went to the girls' bathroom, it would be weird. And it didn't even matter if I passed because people knew that I was a guy, like people knew I was trans. So it would have just been weird if I went in there. And I feel like if I saw anyone that I knew that was in my lessons or was in my year, it would just be really awkward and weird. And also I would just feel creepy. Like I don't wanna be in the girls' bathroom, okay? Okay, that's just weird. So I kind of just humbly tell her, no, I cannot use the girls' bathroom, obviously. So and then she says, well, but by the way, just by the way, this bathroom was 2 steps away from where we were standing, like right next to where we were standing. It wasn't like she had to go out of her way to go to a whole separate part of the building to let me in this bathroom. It was right next to where we were standing, just to make that clear. Um, so I'm like, no, I can't use that bathroom. And she goes, well, I'm about to go clean that bathroom, so I can't let you in. About to. Not that she already cleaned it, because if she already cleaned her bathroom, I could see how that could be annoying. She spent all this time cleaning this bathroom, and I'm gonna walk in there and potentially, I don't know, make it dirty again, right? Understandable. But she wasn't about to go clean it, meaning she had not cleaned it yet. So it really just was not that deep. She could have just let me in there. Wouldn't have made a grave difference. Um, so I kind of just walk off angrily. I'm really not confrontational. By the end of this video, you will learn I am the least confrontational motherfucker you will meet in your life. I avoid confrontation like it's the fucking plague, okay? No.
Clock that T. Clock it. Clock that T.
Never in my life am I confronting someone ever. So I kind of just walk away and I kind of just complain to my friends about how weird and of an interaction that was. I go home, I tell my mother. My mum is also angry on my behalf, and she kind of just tells me to email the school, which I do. I email my head teacher, and I kind of just tell her, hey, this made me uncomfortable. She's meant to accommodate this, like, you know, it wasn't that big of a deal. It made me uncomfortable that she told me to go to the girls' bathroom, and obviously, I should not be using the girls' bathroom. Um, and they all agreed with me. Surprisingly, I was very jovial. They all kind of just told me, yeah, I'm sorry this happened. We'll speak to her. And she was forced to apologize to me, which was very, very funny. And I think another PE teacher somehow heard about this and also was kind of just like, oh, I'm sorry this happened. Did she apologize to you already? Blah blah blah. So I guess word got around that she was being a freak. So I don't know. So yeah, that was just very like unnecessary, weird thing for her to do. I don't know. But let's move on to the next story because I feel like I've yapped about this for too long. And end of story. This lady was just weird. I don't know. Next, I'll be talking about my Spanish teacher. What you need to know about my Spanish teacher was that she was very short. I think she was probably like 4'11", maybe 5 foot. She was shorter than me, which says a lot because I'm 5'2", so it's not hard to be taller than me. But she somehow was. She was also like, it's kind of like if you took a person to kind of like compressed them. That's all I'll say. I'm not trying to body shame or anything. That's just kind of literally what she looked like. She was not a very nice lady. Her lessons were just kind of her yapping in fucking Spanish and English, and we didn't really do much work. It was kind of just her talking for an hour, which was actually like a torture. Like it was actually felt like I was being tortured. Like it was insane. Like I honestly, you could have used her lessons to get information out of me, and I would have told you in 1 second. Okay. Let me also just emphasize that all of the teachers knew about my situation. All the teachers were very accommodating. Most of them were very accommodating. Were very lovely. It was all fine. Obviously, in the beginning there were some slip ups, but that's fine. This is like in year 11. This is like end of year 11. This was when everyone knew from pretty much 2 years. So I have to make that clear too. And this teacher, she kind of just like would misgender me in lesson in front of everyone, and it was very, very, very embarrassing. And like I said, I'm very bad at confrontation, so I didn't really know how to approach this. I'm pretty sure I emailed her a couple of times, just being like, "Please stop. I am a dude. Please treat me like a dude. I don't like this." Um, but I guess it was just a weird communic. I don't know. Like maybe she just didn't understand. I don't really understand the situation either, to be completely honest. But yeah, it was just very weird. And I think I sent her an email, and I think she didn't reply to this email, by the way. She didn't apologize. She kind of read it, I'm guessing, and left it alone. And the reason I know that she read it is because the next lesson she would only refer to me with as my name. No pronouns. This is like a conservative's dream. No pronouns in sight, buddy. It was only my name. So it was whenever she would talk about me, she'd say, "So Miles would do this, and then Miles would do this on Miles's paper." Like it was like quite literally like that. Like it was crazy, and I was like, "You're doing like mental gymnastics just not to call me a man," and it's kind of more insulting than just calling me a girl, to be honest. Like you're doing all of this just to not call me he. It's kind of embarrassing. Um, and I think I ended up writing her like a note or something, and I kind of like, please stop, like just treat me like you treat any other guy in the class. I think that's quite literally what I wrote. And you might think I'm some like ungrateful piece of shit. Like at least she's not calling me a she anymore. But like it didn't really help because like it's still like othering me from everyone else because she didn't do this to anyone else. She'd call the guys he and the girls she, and then to me it was just Miles. It was just Miles, and I was like, okay, great. Like I don't know what to take from this. So it was kind of like that for a while, and I already really didn't like her for multiple reasons. I didn't like her lessons; I thought they were boring, and obviously I didn't like that she would just not call me a he. Like that was kind of just annoying. Um, but this is kind of like this is like the actual story. It's kind of similar to the last thing where it's kind of a bunch of stuff and then there's like the big lead up, right? So this was during GCSEs. And if you've taken your GCSEs, you know that before you take them, and this is even actually even for like mocks and stuff, you line up, in whatever there's like a seating plan of all where you're meant to sit in the exam, and then you line up in that kind of seating plan, with all the numbers and the letters and everything, and then you go, you take, and then you go. They call you one by one with the letters and all that shit. I don't know how to explain it. Okay, it's complicated, but basically they call you line by line. And this was for my Spanish exam, and my teacher was calling all the people, and she was calling everyone by name because obviously this is like a actual exam. My dead name was everywhere. Fine, I understand. There's nothing they can do about that, unfortunately. Like that's kind of just how it has to be because it's like an actual like exam. It's not just like a mock exam. But all of the teachers up to this point would just say Miles when they would call my name because again, everyone knew my situation. Everyone know not to like call out that name because that'd be very bad for me. Especially before an exam. Like just don't throw me off like that. Do you know what I mean? But what happened was she was calling everyone by name, and then just loud as fuck, she just says my dead name, my full dead name, just out. Which was very embarrassing, first of all, very humbling experience on my part, and also just very aggravating because I don't like hearing that name. Like that, like when I hear that name, especially when it's being referred to like to me, it's like a shock in my body and my heart just like drops to my ass. Like it's actually like I have like a physical reaction to it. I know that sounds dramatic, you're gonna go way dramatic, but that's quite literally what I feel. So I get a little bit agitated. And like I said, I am not confrontational. I had to write her emails, I had to write her notes, I would not speak to her. But something within me awoke that day. I don't know if it was I think it was a combination of the stress of the exams and this just happening over and over again. That something kind of just blew up inside of me. Yeah, that sounds kind of weird. Something blew up, and as I was walking in, I kind of just yelled out, "You didn't have to do that."
Clock that T.
Clock it. And I don't know how the hell I did that. Honestly, good on year 11 me, because you know what? Like, I actually don't know how I managed to do that. Like, I am a shy piece of shit. Like, I act and do all these things on YouTube. I act all confident. I am the shyest person ever. Like, I do not stand up for myself. This was very out of my character. But I don't know if she heard me. I don't know if she knew I was referring to her. I don't really know. But I definitely said it very loudly, maybe louder than I intended to. Um, but as I walked past, I was also ranting very, very loudly about her to my buddy that was standing right behind me, and I was kind of just saying to him like, why she keeps doing this? Like I don't know why she keeps doing this. And so I don't know if she heard that either. Like she was probably right next to me, to be fair. So maybe she did. I don't know. But she was also just very clueless about the whole pronoun thing, so maybe she didn't. I don't really know. But that was very weird because like I'd like to say like every other teacher didn't do that. That was not a requirement. I get that has to be written on the paper. I get that has to be. I get even if she didn't know me at all, like if she's never taught me and she just didn't know, that's different. She taught me. She knew. I wrote her fucking emails. Like this was a known. She knew. Okay. Sorry. She knew. But whatever, I got a fucking 4 in Spanish, so like suck my dick. I don't even care. Like I passed Spanish. I don't even know how the hell I did that because her lessons are fucking boring as shit. But somehow I passed Spanish anyway. Good on me. Those are my 2 stories. My 2 individuals that I would like to speak about. Thank you very much for watching me rant about these 2 like women in their 40s, probably. I don't know, 50s maybe. I don't really know. They were a bit old actually. But yeah, thank you for your time. If you like this video, I'd really appreciate a like, a comment, a subscribe, even if you're that committed to me. Jesus Christ. Prove to me that you're good at commitment by subscribing to me. That would be really lovely, actually. This is my TikTok and Instagram. You can follow me on there. I'm very silly. I'm very cool. I post cute little pictures of me and my boyfriend, so if you like that. And my cats too. If you like cats, perfect place, man. Sorry, I'm actually yapping too much. I'm in like a very yapful mood even. So I'll end this video here. I will see you when I see you. Bye bye.